Alright, looks like I'm live. Let me just make sure the audio is good. Yeah, okay, video quality seems good. This is really weird.
Yeah,
It's a
okay,
reporting
video
loop.
quality seems good.
Audio quality, I mean. Alright, time to share this. So I can get my views. My views. And yes, I have been using Discord more and more lately because, honestly, there's a lot of Linux communities on Discord, so... yeah. Alright. Oh, also, if you guys join the stream and I'm not responding to chat, that's because I have no idea how to properly set up a stream. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure I have no pending config updates from any other computers. Alright, so far what I've got is I've got this ew slider thing. This changes my backlight. This is my volume. And I think this may do effect on the stream, but if I change my microphone audio, you can see it should change the actual audio for the input device. So yeah, I made that. So I think what I want to make next is like a custom power menu thing. So how would that work? If I go to my config, I'm actually going to rename stuff since I'm doing not settings, but a dashboard thing. No, drop down bar menu. I'll call it bar menu. Yuck. Alright, let's see. Settings. I'm gonna select the entire thing. Then I'm gonna select settings. And I'm going to go into input mode and change this with bar menu. So now, theoretically, if I go through all of these real quickly, yeah, looks good. And actually, I'm going to replace everything with bar dash menu. So select bar menu, bar dash menu. Oh, oops. Everything should be fine now. Bar dash menu. Let me just make sure. I'm also going to change STB to bar menu button, BMB. BMB. Yeah, okay, looks good here. Now I'm gonna, yeah, and as expected, that's not gonna work now. So now I'm gonna change the SCSS file. Really wish Elcowar would fix the thing where CSS files don't work for some reason. It has to be an SCSS file, which I don't really like. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the entire thing again, and I'm just going to select settings, and bar menu. And now, what's in scripts? Get output volume, settings, waybar. I'm gonna actually cd into scripts and move settings waybar to bar menu waybar. I'm actually gonna create another folder called waybar. I'm gonna move settings to waybar, and I'm gonna call it bar menu. So now ls waybar, yeah. That means I also need to edit that script. Just change this to bar menu, or no, bar dash menu. I'm also going to surround this in quotes just in case. Alright, that should be good. So now cd waybar hxconfig, and I'm going to, is this JSON? Yeah, it looks like JSON. I'm going to, here it is. I'm gonna change this to execute bar menu, and I'm gonna restart waybar. So now if I did this correctly, yeah, this works just fine. And this should also work. Yeah. Great. So now we actually have a correct classification. So if I cd config hyper ew, I kind of want to like have this, so instead of this, like in the center, it's something custom, because this is kind of bland. Every rice under the sun seems to implement the power menu like this. This is just Rofi. And I mean, it looks okay, but it's just like every other rice out there. And also, yeah, Rofi's kind of better as an application launcher, I feel like. So, let's see. Oh, by the way, if you want to use Rofi on Wayland, I found this out after I made the whole Ricing Wayland guide thing. There's a package called Rofi-Elbon-Wayland, and it basically draws Rofi on the Wayland layer, so you don't have bugs like resizing it and stuff, which is kind of nice, because then I also don't have the bug where hovering off the window unhovers it. It also stays on all my workspaces, which is nice. But anywho, the power menu. I kind of want to make like what desktop environments do, where it's like a window that says, "Are you sure?" or choose one, and it says like power off and stuff. So I'm going to define a window. Alright. Yuck is actually kind of growing on me a little. Power menu window. And then monitor 0 geometry. It's also nice because Helix, my text editor that I'm using, actually supports native ew. Like, it has native ew syntax highlighting. So this will be an object geometry x. X is 0. X is 0 pixels. And then y is also 0 pixels. And width is, let's try 500 for starting. Height is 300 for starting, let's say. And then anchor is center, so it will appear in the center of the screen. And stacking foreground so it doesn't get covered by other windows. Window type normal. I don't know exactly what this does, but it's kind of important for some reason. And then window manager ignore, yeah. Window manager ignore, true. So it doesn't like get tiled and stuff. And then the widget will be power menu window. So now I'll define this widget. Alright. Define widget power menu window. And this needs a box. It was actually not that hard to use once you actually like take time to. I think what makes ew a pain in the ass to use for a lot of people is the fact that Yuck can kind of be a messy language. Like you have to manually keep it organized. So you have to basically make your own syntax standards. Because what I see from most people is like they will actually just what they will do is they will have their ew syntax all over the place. Like there's no clear object scoping and whatnot. So it gets really messy really quick. So I think that's why ew is why Yuck is so hated. But honestly, once you master organizing your syntax, it's actually a really nice language to work with. From what I remember, the reason Elkawar is using a Lisp-like language is because he was too lazy to put in a proper parser. I get it. I tried to make my own programming language, and I'm still not done. False. So I don't want elements to get spaced evenly. Space evenly is kind of a confusing tag. Class, this is the power menu window. This is for styling in CSS later. And then what do we want in here? We want a label, I guess. Let's say power menu options, let's say. And then under that we want another box for the buttons. And this will be space evenly. This one we actually do want to. And then orientation will be horizontal, so the buttons stack left and right instead of up and down. And then class, and I'll probably actually make a pull request to the ew documentation to make it way better for you guys if Elkawar approves that. Power menu window buttons. Power menu window button area, let's say. And then inside this box, we want to have all the buttons. So let's have our power menu, power off button. So I'll define these up here. Define widget, power menu, power off button. And this will be, I'm going to make another object, the power menu button. Power menu button. And I'm going to pass in some arguments, so label will be, let's just say O for right now, just as a placeholder. And then the on-click will be the power off command. So, okay. Yeah, alright. So now I'm going to define this widget. Define widget power menu button label on click. And I will okay, so this will be a button. I don't actually remember all the specifications needed for a button. One sec. Button class on click. Okay, that's very simple. And then just a label. So the class is for the CSS styling. This will be of type power menu button, a class. And then I will have the on click just be the on click, and the label is label. Alright. And then, yeah, so let's see how this looks so far. So if I ew-rice open power menu window, it appears here in the center of the screen. Okay. I don't want to click that button because then my computer will turn off. Oh yeah, this is in the center of the screen. Okay. I'm gonna move it to the side just temporarily. So def window, here we go. And I will move it, the anchor, I will move to top center, I think is valid. Nope. Oh wait. Yeah, okay. Is it just top center? Oh yeah, okay, that works. Okay, hxu.scss set language CSS. Okay. So what are we dealing with? Let's see here. Okay. Dot power menu window background color is equal okay. Actually, I'm gonna copy some stuff. So bar menu yank. Okay, so we have the window Now visible, we probably don't need so much padding. Actually, yeah, let's have that padding. Color EBD BB2, that's the standard growth box color thing. Alright, hxu.yuck. This is way too big of a window. So what I need to do is I need to change the height to something like 100. That's a little small. Let's try, what is 200? That's nice. Okay, what is 150? Okay. That's kind of nice. I don't want to click this button. Alright, 150, and let's also lower the width a little. Yeah, honestly, that's not that bad. Okay. I'm also going to go up to the power menu window, and power menu window has, and I think I can change the V align to bottom center. That does not work. Okay. Wait. What about H align? What does H align do? H align and V align are very confusing. Alright. Let's see what I can do in the CSS file. Set language to CSS. Bar menu. Alright. If I go all the way down to the bottom, power menu window, and then power menu dash button. I will copy some stuff from up here. Sorry, I had something. Okay. Alright. What about bar menu button? Yeah, I'll just copy this. That looks pretty good. But I want it red, and I want it at the bottom of the thing. Oh, right. I also have to go up and copy the label as well. I'll just copy this entire thing, and I will paste it. And I will change this to power menu button. Yeah, now the label is correct. So, now I will set the, the padding definitely doesn't work here. How about padding dash top? Yeah, that's more what I want. This chair's really uncomfortable, but whatever. Okay. So now I want to okay, my cat's outside. Hello, Otis. Hi, Otis. It's 97 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so definitely want to let him in. Alright, so cute. Okay, how exactly will I get this button to stay on the bottom of it? Basically what I'm imagining... Wait, did anyone leave? No, it's not. Wait. This sucks. I really need to figure out how to, I need to figure out how to, have my chat actually show up correctly. So basically what I'm thinking is you have a window, and then you have like your text here, like power menu options. Like this. And then you have your buttons down here, and they are red. White. Oh, yeah. They are red, and you have some separation, of course. Let's just do 2 buttons, for example. You have some separation, and I will delete this. And you basically, yeah. So just like a clean little power menu. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this button to the very bottom. I wonder, could I just, power menu button, no, power menu button area, dot power menu dash button, no, dot power menu dash window dash button dash area. Do I have the right element? Let me just check. The fact that the CSS live reloads as well as the Yuck file is really cool, because it means I don't have to constantly restart the ew daemon. But this is definitely mighty confusing. Let's see. What am I doing wrong? hxew.yuck. No. Power menu window. Power menu window button area. That's what I did, right? Hold on. Yeah, power menu window button area. What am I doing wrong then? Do I have to do power menu window? That's really weird. I don't know. Dot power menu window button area minimum width 2000 pixels. What does that do? Okay, yeah, so it is a valid object. Item align bottom, maybe, yeah, no, that just broke the entire thing. Okay. How to align items to the bottom of a CSS object. Right, okay, let's see. Let me kill this window real quick. Erase, close, power menu window. Just for now. Alright, let's see. Align items properly. Display flex. Align items center. Okay. Display flex. No. Oh, yeah. Display flex. Align items. Center. Does this... No, it doesn't do anything. Alright, I'm tempted to ask an AI search engine just because they're very useful, and I know they're proprietary, but they help a lot. Oh, I need to use my Gmail email because that is for all the spam and stuff. My real email, which is at Tutanota, is for my actual, like, good email stuff. See, kind of smart there, using a Gmail account as my throwaway email. Okay, let's see. How to align elements to the bottom of a box in widgets system. Let's see what this brings up. V-align and H-align. Yes, it says tags, but like how? H-align start, V-align end. Oh. Right, let's see what this does. Alright, hxu.yuck. See, I use AI time to time, but I try to use it when I absolutely need it. Like, I don't understand what I'm doing kind of thing. And I always try to use it in such a way where I learn from how I'm using it. Like, I don't just copy code. I actually just ask legitimate questions, then write the code by hand. Because that's how you learn. I also want to move these up to keep them organized. Let's see. Power menu, power, okay. Power menu buttons area. So what about V-align start? That didn't change anything. What about end? That does nothing. Wait, hold on. H-align. That, okay. Oh, right, because I'm, what I'm doing is, yeah, okay. Center. Right, I just want to remove that completely. So actually what I want to do is wrap this all in another box. So I'll make another widget that contains this widget. This is why scoping your ew.yuck file is so useful, is so you can see where all the objects start and end. Hi Otis. Space evenly. False. Alright, I can already see. You wanna go outside? Okay. Here. No. You don't. Otis, what do you want? You're staring at the door, yet you're just sitting here. Okay, clearly you don't want to go outside. Okay, I don't know what you want, but okay. All right. Anyways. Yeah, Otis, what do you want? What is it? Okay. I'm just gonna ignore him because I have no idea what he wants. Orientation. Right, okay. So orientation will be another vertical, and then the class will be power menu window button area pin. These are very long class names, but whatever. And then I should be able to just set v-align to start. That's not right. Space evenly true. What about that? Yeah, okay, that fixes that issue. What about, okay, moment, I just did all that work for nothing. Alright, I don't understand what I'm doing here. That's wrong. Is it possible I need to, unscope this? Wait, let's see what happens if I unscope this. Right, so now this is, okay, so yeah, now I can just get rid of that line and paste it up here. So now, yeah, so now, okay, now, oh, I think Otis just wanted to be next to me. Otis, my cat. Okay, now, what do I need to do? This is, okay. Is the anchor tag valid? Is it, v-align end. I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Oh, I have an idea. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this all and this all. And I'm going to remove... I'm going to put this back in the scope. Right, so we have this thing, power menu window, and then it's these buttons again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put here, I'm going to put a box, and this will act as a spacer. Actually, yeah, let me just define some widgets. I'm going to say v spacer. So these will be general lib spacers. So they will go after metric. So v spacer v spacer will be, okay, define widget v spacer, and I will say this is a box, and this box has, okay, this box has a class of v spacer. Spacer dash v. That's the class. And then the orientation is vertical. Space evenly doesn't matter, I think. And then that should be it for the v spacer. Now for the h spacer. For the h spacer, I'm just going to copy this and change some things. I'm also going to put a dash here just so it's cleaner. And I'm actually just going to make them match the class names. Let me see if I got any more chat messages in the YouTube thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I really need to figure out how to overlay my chat. Hello, Oglo, I am from Revolt server. I do not use Linux as I like to use stuff without compiling everything with That's really not a valid reason to not use Linux. Just don't use Arch, I guess. Plus, you don't have to compile everything with Yay. Also, is that Crunchbang ++? No. It's EndeavorOS. Anywho, okay. Otis would like your attention, undying and undivided. He may want food to go out to look at the outside from the front door or back door. I mean, he's an outdoor cat, and he has food. He has a whole bowl of food. I know just enough CSS, but not for this. I might use Debian, to be honest. Alright, I use Baco. You kind of seem like a new user, so actually, let's see, what's a good distribution for a new user? I honestly recommend an Arch-based distribution. I'm one of those weird people, like not vanilla Arch, but an Arch-based distribution because they have the most package availability and stuff. So I would honestly recommend, yeah, okay, so if you're fine with like an older package base, but a really solid, so there's Pop! OS, which is a personal favorite of mine, and like it's a really clean UI by default, and just a really good base. And they're also in a unique situation where they're hardware manufacturers, so they have amazing NVIDIA support. But honestly, a lot of distributions have good NVIDIA support. I recommend, my personal favorite right now is actually EndeavorOS, which is what I'm using, mainly because in the installation process you can customize it, so then you can, for example, not install a desktop environment, which is what I do, so I can just install my window manager rices. So Endeavor OS is really good, and if you go that route, there are a few desktop environments I recommend. If you like the Windows way of doing things, Cinnamon and KDE are two really good desktop environments. If you like more Mac OS, Pantheon, I think, is on there. And there's also GNOME. What? Alright, Otis wants me to pet his head. So yeah, EndeavorOS is definitely a good option. And if you want to use the default desktop environment they ship within the live environment, it's the XFC desktop environment. And they also go even further by letting you choose whether you want to use their customizations or whatnot, like just the vanilla experience or their custom experience. So I definitely recommend Endeavor if you want to tweak your experience a little bit instead of just using the defaults. It's really nice. And it's nice because I actually prefer installing my distributions through a graphical installer, so I can do things like watch YouTube videos in Firefox while waiting for it. So, just personal preference, I guess. But yeah, Endeavor is a very, very solid distribution. It's what I'm using right now. But I am actually thinking of maybe using NixOS, just because it's one of those distributions where I don't have a good experience with it right now, but I might just say frick it and install it just so I can get used to it, because I really like the concept, but I would like to know more about it so I can actually enjoy it. Where did you see that? The crunch bang. Oh, yeah, this is a shebang. Not really see, don't really see, you may have saw it in a script, I don't know. Yeah, I don't use Crunchbang. I just use like Endeavor OS. It's been really solid for me, so I like it. Also, Endeavor OS, I may have gotten Endeavor OS has these notifications that pop up that tell you that like you have 42 upstream updates and whatnot, and I can just click update and it will update the system, which is a really nice feature that Endeavor OS has, which other distributions don't really seem to have. So Endeavor OS is really solid, especially for an Arch distribution. That's pretty important. Okay. Let me go down to the power menu again. Okay, where was the power menu button? Oh, also, this should be cleaned up a little. There we go. Okay, power menu window. I renamed this to spacer-v. After this stream, I'm gonna absolutely like snuggle Otis, because I'm petting his head. Whenever he meows at me, but I think he definitely just needs someone to snuggle on the couch with him after I'm done with the stream. My brother might snuggle with him before I'm done. I don't know. He also just seems kind of chill. He's just sitting on the floor watching. We have like a rainbow thing. It's like a crystal. Sunlight hits it and it bounces. I've heard that Arch has different kernels. Is there any difference between each? Can you pop out chat and move it into a tile? Yeah, I'll pop out chat. I need to figure out a better way to do this whole chat thing. Okay, that's good enough, I guess. Right, okay, so the different kernels on Arch, they are different. I mean, the kernels basically, like, when people say they use Linux, they are actually using, like, GNU/Linux, because Linux is the kernel. It's the Linux kernel, with the GNU utils on top. The kernel is the core part of the operating system. So, for example, if you want good Waydroid support, so you want to run Android apps on your Linux environment, and you are running Wayland and whatnot, if you don't want to add like a bunch of customizations to your kernel to get Android to work. You can just install, like, for example, Linux-Zen kernel. And the Zen kernel also comes with tweaks to make your computer faster and stuff. So yeah, there's different kernels depending on what you want. There's also the LTS kernel, which is the long-term support kernel. And again, it really just depends on what you want. For most people, the standard Linux kernel is alright. For me, I am running the Zen kernel. Also, if you want to install stuff like VirtualBox, it depends on what kernel you're using. If you're using the standard Arch kernel, for example, which is standard Linux kernel for Arch, you want to install vbox-modules-arch. If any other kernel, it's vbox-modules-dkms, something like that. So, yeah. Alright, I added a spacer. Hi, Otis. What? I'm petting your head. I'm petting your head. Let me... One of my friends doesn't use Discord at all, and he has no clue what Revolt is. He only uses the Xbox app to talk to me. How would I be able to use that on Linux? I don't know if the Xbox app works on Linux. Maybe there's a website or something. But, like, also, who uses the Xbox app anyways if you don't have an Xbox? Doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I don't know if there's a way to get on Linux. If you really need it and you also want to use Linux, you could also just have a Windows virtual machine that you could run whenever you need to use it. And there's ways to properly set that up so it's flawless. So basically you could go into Windows mode and it has like your graphics card and stuff passed through. It's kind of cool how people do it. Honestly though, I'm not really the right person to ask how to properly do a VM, considering I never need to use Windows, so I'm fine. Yeah, I think Otis is just bored. Yeah, Otis is just bored. It might work in Wine. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't recommend Wine if you're installing stuff. You know, it's... The Arch community somehow packages literally everything under the sun. Like, for example, Deezer is not... Deezer is not a Linux application at all. Like, it only supports Windows and Mac, and yet somehow Arch users have been able to package it for Linux. I think the way they did is they just, like, extracted the Electron file or something like that. I can't... Otis, do you just want to go outside? Oh, yeah, now he wants to go outside. Alright. Yeah. I don't know. Wine, honestly, the only success I've had with Wine really working is when running, like, a runtime app, not an installed app. Honestly, if you wanted to use proprietary software like Xbox stuff, and you're fine with proprietary stuff, I don't really think you need to move to Linux. I really moved to Linux just because I'm a big nerd who likes to configure everything down to the P, and I also, I'm also just a I like to use as much private stuff as possible. Of course, I do use apps like Discord quite openly, but those are kind of the only exceptions. I also use YouTube but like I use an open source web browser, I use an open source, heck, there's even proprietary terminal emulators. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I use open source everything except for things like Discord and Zoom when I need to. I have Zoom installed, and I hate Zoom a lot, but I have Zoom because I have some calls that I need to attend to at times. Yeah. So I just, yeah. If you're not concerned about privacy, then you really don't need to use Linux. Yeah, Opera GX is also just like a Opera. Okay, this isn't just like my inner open source nerd talking. This is legit information. You want to stop using Opera GX as soon as possible. It's actually a virus. And their parent company, Opera, is involved in a lot of just scummy stuff. So I would stop using that browser immediately. If you want a browser that blocks ads, I'm using Brave. Yeah, Brave is a really good browser. Brave is a really good browser. Firefox actually sends more data back to Google than Brave does, because Mozilla, last time I checked, if I have this right, Mozilla is actually like owned by Google or has like a deal with Google. So Firefox is honestly not a good decision. Also, I have to stop the stream now. Goodbye, because my mom got home. Bye-bye.